Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to my Final Fantasy III Let's Play. This is Mike with Team Brothership. We're starting part 8 of the Let's Play. As I always like to start out, well, almost always, I don't think I said it at a few of them, but this is just intended to be a chill, relaxing Let's Play. Just some time for us to spend a few minutes a week with one of my favorite games. I think a lot of other people like it too, but we're just gonna chill out and relax with a classic Final Fantasy game. Just take a load off from all the stresses and pressures of the last year. So, as I said, or maybe I didn't say, this is part 8. When we last left off, we had just unsealed the sealed cavern, with leading to a bunch of Espers escaping and going on a rampage in the Empire, which honestly they deserved it. But the fallout from that was that the Emperor was completely overwhelmed by just the raw power and has agreed to end the war. So we are now working with the Empire, and they're sending Terra to go. Whoops! Let my NES Mini fall asleep there for a second. We're now working with the Empire to go and try to convince the Espers that the fighting is over and they don't have to be violent and angry anymore. It certainly didn't seem at all suspicious, the abrupt turnabout that the Emperor took. I'm sure there's not going to be any repercussions for us aligning ourselves with the Emperor. Anyway, so you may have noticed we're on the airship. We ended the episode over by Vector, so I actually walked back to the airship, and the whole reason I did that is because there's one little scene that I would say is probably the most missed scene in all of Final Fantasy III. I never noticed the scene until I'd probably played through the game like 10 or 15 times, and I just thought, I'm going to walk back to the airship, see what's going on there. So it is a little scene between Setzer and Sid, the Emperor's lead scientist. There's not really much of anything elaborate to it, but it's just a fun little scene, and I like. This is the scene that everybody brings up whenever they're talking about just how richly detailed Final Fantasy III's world is. And by that, it's just like there's all these little touches and nods. I think a lot of my favorite games are games that are kind of a little messy in a way. But because of that, they have just all these little details and secrets and things you can... And they might not even necessarily impact the game or the gameplay in any real substantive way. So yeah, Sid starts trash talking Setzer. But they don't necessarily change the gameplay or the experience at all. But they're just a neat little nod. Oh, actually, we do get a little bit of backstory here. Recording setup's being a little wonky right now. Thought I had it all set ahead of time, but, well, we'll see if we have to abandon midway through. I'll just start screaming and things will cut out abruptly. A little bit of backstory with Setzer. If we go back in, there's not anything else going on. Everybody's gone. Is there a thing? Yeah, there's a little... No, that's the room where Celis was briefly imprisoned. So we get a little bit of backstory of Setzer. Makes him a little bit... I don't want to say a tragic figure. That's not really what it is, but makes him a little bit more sympathetic. He looks a little more melancholy than his roguish vibe had previously. But anyway, we don't need to mess around anymore here. I just wanted to show that little scene off. I was going to originally record this on its own, but then I realized that, because it's kind of a hike to where we actually need to go, but I realized there's this Chocobo Stable here, and I never use the Chocobo Stables in this game, but I'm going to now, because it's kind of a hike, and you don't all need to see me doodling around with just... I've got a fairly limited party right now. It's just Terra and Locke, and I don't really feel like fighting my way across the southern continent with the two of them. It's not really the most productive use of any of our time. So we're going to grab this Chocobo. And we're facing the wrong way, but we'll fix that. Because you can't get attacked while you're riding a Chocobo. That's been something that I think has been the case in every single Final Fantasy game where you can ride Chocobos. I don't even really know. I haven't played any of the newer ones. The last one I played was 12, so I don't even know if they still have Chocobos in Final Fantasy. They still make Final Fantasy games, like, fun. So we need to go... Whoops. We're going to the city here, but I want to make one pit stop first. You may remember one of the things that we earned through our politeness and diplomacy was that they unlocked the storehouse over here. So it's time to loot this place. I think there's some good stuff in here too, if I'm remembering correctly. I remember in particular. Alright, so what do we got? Cherub down. Okay. X potion, always useful. 8,000 GP. Throw it to the pile. Ether. Elixir, yeah, all good. Back guard. Cure ring, not bad. Running shoes, yeah, that's pretty good. These are all relics here. Wall ring, yeah, useful in one fight. 20,000 GP, alright, that's something significant. Nothing in these buckets. 13,000, yeah, quite a bit of money, and a flame saber sitting in the furnace. I think that's it. I don't remember the... Oh, haha, there was one more sneaky treasure chest over in the corner. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever noticed that before. So, that's fun. Alright, well, we actually don't really need any of that right now. Yeah, I'm sure this is recording fine. I doubt any of you have noticed this, but maybe I'll start looking at a different screen. But from my perspective, my TV is being kind of finicky. Anyway, alright, now we just have to make a very short hike over to, oh shoot, is it Albrook or Miranda? No, it's, yeah, it's Albrook. Kill a few of these guys on the way over. No. Oh, Locke. Protective Locke is actually definitely the weaker member of the party at this point. Oh boy, a whole tonic. Oops. No, didn't need to do that. Guess everyone's weak against Blizzard here, since they seem to be taking more damage from the elemental Blizzard Blade. Just a couple quick fights until we get to... Ooh, that might finish him off. Yep. Turned to stone. Terra gained a level. Learned Fire 2, which actually, that's kind of funny. Fire 2 was one of the spells that she was learning. Uh-oh. Hopefully that... Yeah, okay. Getting in fights in the desert is not ideal right at the moment, since some of the enemies are a little tougher there. Terra is equipped with an Esper that is teaching her Fire 2, but she actually learned that on her own, I believe, because she didn't learn the other two spells. A Mithril Rod, something that we are not going to be using. Let's get out of here. Alright, quick save before we move on with our game. Hey, and it's the happy music, not the oppressed town music. Oh, you get with the times. I think I actually stopped here once already to clear out some stuff. Yeah, everything's... the war is over. Everything's, I think the cafe, they've cleared out the nonsense that was going on in here. The wild, raucous party that we saw last time. Yeah, I think I did talk through, oops, when I had stopped here before. I think this ends in the relic shop. This is still giving the sad music, I guess, because it's empty now. Everybody left. There's somebody here that we had talked to before. It's the one lone dancing girl. Yeah, thanks. I've been there like 3 times, lady. Anyway, we'll just do a quick... oh, get out of the way, for God's sakes. Quick poke around in here to check for anything interesting. And then it's to the harbor. Imperial soldiers seem a lot cheerier now. Oh yeah, that's the strat from Esper that we already purchased. Speaking of which, Locke's almost done with that. What's his level look like anyways? A little bit more experience before he levels up, so we can leave the Esper on him for a little bit longer. Hey, General Leo, everybody's favorite. Well, too late. Now he's holding a meeting with me. Hey, that sounds fun. I wonder who this other general will be. It's Celis. Uh-oh. And Shadow. Who cares? Ooh, awkward moment. Terra's gonna try to break the awkwardness. Nope, failure. Off she goes. Doesn't want to talk to Locke. Hey, but we can talk to Shadow. I don't know why you would just say that unprovoked. Good old Interceptor. A few more Imperials. Sure it is. Alright, well, we get a free stay at the inn, according to General Leo, so let's go do that. Let's get this show on the road. We're nearing a pretty significant part in the plot, so I want to see if I can get through this in a decent amount of time. Locke's having trouble sleeping. You got sprint shoes, dude. Move faster. Uh-oh. Sounds like important music. It's a little awkward. I mean, Locke didn't do anything to her. Oh, okay. Maybe... ooh. Friend zone. Oh, poor Locke. I remember when I played that as a kid, this moment seemed very adult. And I don't mean that in, like, the pornographic way, but in the sense of, like, the complicated feelings one has as an adult compared to the simplicity of childhood. We can all remember that, right? Maybe some of you are children watching this. You'll grow up eventually. Alright, time to boogie on out of here. We literally only stayed overnight so we could get that little scene. So we're heading, if you look at the map down in the right-hand corner, we are heading all the way to that little dot, the rightmost dot on that other kind of triangular-looking landmass. But on the way, we get some dialogue. They could have they could have just made it night. I don't think they necessarily needed that. Man, this engine room is really dangerous. Maybe you folks want to revisit this. If it's that dangerous, you could probably find a better way to run things. Says we're not all like Kefka, and then he's like, well, except for me, I'm exactly like Kefka. It's a decent little scene. Some human complexity here. Some very teen moments in Terra's dialogue. Sympathetic figure, General Leo. Very teen moments in the dialogue. That's the door opening sound, in case anybody didn't know. Oh, here comes Shadow. Terra's embarrassed by Shadow. Oh man, there's Terra's. Yeah. When you're looking to Shadow for relationship advice, you've certainly fallen quite a ways. The man who the majority of his dialogue up until this point in the game has been about murdering people or death. Some words of support from the other adult in the room. Thanks, Shadow. Appreciate the help, good buddy. And now, lest things get a little too heavy, here's Locke getting violently seasick. Yuck. Well, there you go. And we're there. Well, just about. It's right next to the Veld. Everybody's favorite spot in the whole game. That's right, I could actually talk to these people. Crescent Island. Apparently, rumor has it that the power of magic still exists there. All right. Let's go indeed. Ooh, burn. Too late for sympathy now, Celis. Alright, let's equip Shadow with some stuff. Yeah, we've got some much better gear at this point. That assassin knife is pretty cool, because if I'm remembering correctly, that's the one that, oh, he's still got my sniper sight on. Whoops. I mean, we're literally just, I think I only have one of those. Let's pop this on him. And we're literally just walking over to the town, so there's not a whole lot. I guess I can, give him an Esper, too. Why not? He's more of a physical fighter. Yeah, perfect. Give him some strength boosts. Well, we're literally just walking over to the town, so not a whole lot he'll need to do. But if I'm remembering correctly, that Assassin Blade will occasionally do one-hit kills, which are pretty cool. So the monsters on this island are predominantly magic-based, so it's actually good that we're equipping most of the elemental weapons, because those will pack a little bit more of a punch against these monsters. Well, and now we're done. We made it, everyone. Whew, the long journey is finally over. Get some fun new music here. Let's check the shops first. The arsenal. It's all rods, interestingly. And a Hawkeye, which is a pretty decent weapon for Locke, so we'll grab one of those. Slap that on him in a moment. Tiger mask. I actually stole one of those off of a monster that I was fighting earlier. Grab a mystery veil for Terra. Some better armor for everyone, too. I'm not going to buy any armor for Shadow, because he will be leaving our party momentarily. But, give Terra her mystery veil and gold armor. And Locke his, where'd it go? There it is, the Hawkeye. I believe that's a... Oops. Hold on. Before we go equipping that, let's, because I believe that's a ranged weapon, too. Find out. Yeah, same damage from back row. So we're gonna put that back on him, and then we can pop him into the back row so he doesn't take as much damage. Oops, did we, I think I forgot to equip that new armor that I just grabbed. Good gear. Was there a better helmet for him, too? Nope. Alright. That's good for right now. On with the show. Thanks, lady. Helpful. So they sell tinctures here, which are the magic point restoring items. You don't need to buy any of those right now, but at some point maybe. The relic shop over here. I don't need any of that. So yeah, the all the weapons were magic based, which is kind of interesting, or most of them were, anyways. Innkeeper doesn't like strangers. 1500 GP. Nah, that's okay, thanks. Well, we're not getting into that house, apparently. Oh yeah, these little scenes. So we just stumbled upon that child casting a spell, or attempting to anyways. I love the little wave. So that was somebody else apparently looking like they were going to cast Cure. And that was my phone, which I stupidly forgot to mute again. Real professionalism here at Team Brothership. Magic? What is this magic you speak of? Apparently this man has never seen a Penn and Teller show. Or Siegfried and Roy. Alright, we've been conspicuously avoiding this one house, and now we're going to go in here. It's a very quirky looking gentleman. Oh, and there it is. The classic black background, almost haiku-ish text. This is Strago, and yes, in fact, he is one of our... He will shortly become another party member for us. This all sounds highly suspect. And another black background. Look at that. We're just raking in the party members. Realm. I'll explain more about these folks shortly. But right now, I'm just gonna let the scene play out. Just immediately tips their hand. Whoops. Interestingly, Interceptor just follows along behind. The murderous Interceptor is won over by this charming girl. Shadow's surprisingly chill about this, despite his earlier words of warning to everyone that attempted to interact with his dog. Tell you nothing about your Espers. Yep. Something is definitely suspect. Well, I think we've already seen all the little scenes. But I know there was, I don't know if it's here right now. There is an item hidden in here. I forget exactly where. It might not be till later in the game. Nope, there it is. It's a very useful relic, but it's only equipable by, I think, nope. It's only equipable by 2 characters. I don't know if I want to talk about it right now. I can... Let's just skim down. Let's see, where is it? Memento ring. No, it's right now it's only equipable by Shadow. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I don't think there was anything else around here yet. Yet being the optimum word. Well, anyway, clearly something suspicious is going on here. But we're not finding out anything. We're not strangers now. He's met us once. So, time to just pack it in for the night. We're not going to figure this out. I like how Interceptor sits next to Shadow's bed. I hate it when old men bust in and just throw me out of bed in the middle of the night. Well, somebody needs our help now. Fire, you say? Love how Shadow is completely useless. There's a house burning down, and his most pressing question is just that his dog wandered away. Alright, well, we'll deal with that in a moment then, since Strago hasn't officially joined. Oh yeah, he's right here. Aw, sorry kid, your house is burning down. It looks bad. It's not getting any better. That's where he reveals that he's using magic. I always like that old lady just comes running over. Everybody wants to help. Guys, I don't think your spells are working. I always liked that line. I like to imagine that fire rods are the equivalent of like oily rags and paint cans, as far as like crap that people keep around that just has a tendency to go up like kindling. Alright, I think... Do we get a time limit? Alright, we don't get a time limit, so it's fine. We can take as long as we want. So first, we want to change up this gentleman's gear. The flail will let us put him in the back row. So Strago's an interesting character. Oh, and actually I'm going to... I'll leave the Hawkeye unlocked because that has some neat stuff. I'm actually going to switch that to another Blizzard Saber. Because everybody in here, these are all fire enemies. They're weak to blizzard, or they're weak to ice, so she'll deal a lot more damage that way. So Strago's an interesting character. Let's get some gear on him. Let's see, what's some good relics? Zephyr Cape's a good one. And... yeah, we'll put on running shoes. That'll be helpful. So he's a bit more magic-based than the other characters. Actually, we'll give him an Esper, too. He has this skill lore that you'll notice. And he's got some interesting abilities in here already. So Strago is the game's blue mage. He learns, which for those of you who don't know, he learns magic from enemies, from monsters. If he gets hit with certain spells, he will permanently add that spell to his repertoire. He doesn't necessarily have to... People say you get hit with the spell and survive it. He doesn't actually have to survive it because there are certain spells that by their nature will kill him. But he has to finish the battle alive. So if he does get killed by a spell, you got to make sure you revive him by the end so he can permanently learn that. Blue magic in this game tends to have kind of a high hit magic point cost, but it tends to have interesting effects. Often, like you'll notice this Aqua Rake spell. It's a wind and water spell. I didn't even realize it was wind. I thought it was just water. There aren't a lot of other water spells in the game. Hit point lowering attack, unlike the other attacks, which are hit point raising. There's stone, which I think you'll remember that, well, maybe from the earlier in the game when some of my characters got hit by it. It does a lot of damage, and it casts muddle or confusion. What lore 0 means. Anyway, so he's one of the more magic-focused characters, and now that he's in our party, we'll start building him up a bit with an emphasis on magical growth. Which, let's see, I know one of these guys has a magic boosting thing. Is it at Stray? So we'll put Stray on him. Well. We do want him to learn... we'll put Stray on him. The boss in here and most of the enemies are vulnerable to ice, but they're also vulnerable to water. So... it's fine. Aqua Rake should... whoop. Oh, great. Yeah, so most of the enemies in here are these bomb enemies, which are not particularly difficult, but they do tend to explode on you and deal a significant amount of damage. Yeah, see, that's why we swapped to the Blizzard Blades. They don't deal a ton of damage in general, but if they blow up, they can really pack a wallop. And as you can see, we're on we've got a smaller party here, so we don't want to... corridors are a little tight, so we're probably going to end up fighting most of these fellows. They can actually teach Strago their Exploder spell, which is among the least useful magical spells in the game. That's useful. Phoenix down. As it's a suicide attack. This place is great because you get attacked by these visible enemies, but I'm pretty sure there are random encounters too. Whoop. Yeah, that was good. Strago didn't waste his attack going after the one Terra was about to kill. So the Hawkeye is kind of a neat weapon in that it's you can slash with it like a sword, but every once in a while Locke will do a critical attack with it in which he'll throw it, which is pretty cool, and it does a ton of damage. But since we're repeatedly stealing with him right now, we don't need it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to swap the relics around for a second because I want to... Locke's been having kind of a low success rate with his stealing abilities. I want to switch the... I want to check his level too. I want to switch in the Thief's Glove. Where is it? Sneak Ring? Yeah, Sneak Ring. Alright, we're going to put the Sprint Shoes on Strago for right now. How's everybody's hit points doing? Okay. A little boost for everybody. Oh yeah, what's Locke's status? Yeah, let's switch him over to a different Esper right now, because he's... Remedy's useful, but I want him to gain a little bit of a strength boost. There we go. Nice useless fire spells for him to learn. Some of these fights I know have a ton of these guys in here. The big ones will clear out quickly with Aqua Rake. I could give Locke a Blizzard Blade too. I don't know if I have 2 or 3 of them, but one of these doors is a trap, I think. Can't remember. This isn't a particularly problematic dungeon. It's fairly short. There's only a couple of rooms. It doesn't matter if we have to do a lot of fighting in here. Alright, that should give Locke his level up. And gain some strength. And we can swap him back to Straphrim, so she can learn that. He can learn that remedy spell, which is pretty useful. Yep, that's the trapdoor. Whoops. Oh, pincer attack. Good job, Mike. Good job. Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if that that Sneak Ring really does have much of a benefit. Everybody's hit points are getting a little low. Heal up a little bit after this fight. Good job, Locke. It looks like it's clear in there, but you actually don't want to try to go back into that door because you'll just get attacked again. One of these rooms, though, yeah, has some items in them, which we want. That's it's a good weapon for Strago, but for obvious reasons, not right at the moment. I think, and I may be misremembering, but I think if we clear out one side of the pincer attack, we stop taking extra damage. I'm kind of hoping that... Okay, yeah. So Terra's about to learn Ice 2, which is a useful spell. Although with her 2 Blizzard Blades, fighting the boss, it's probably going to be more convenient to just have her attack. And I could switch her... I could switch her Blizzard Blade over to Locke, have him do attack, and have her cast Ice 2. The boss is really not going to be that difficult. It's not really worth all of this extra thinking. Which one's got the ice rod in it? Nope, that's the way to the boss. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, well, I'm not going to muck around with these guys, because that's a lot of people. Let's just quickly get them out of here. I get to test out one of Strago's lore attacks. Nice chunk of damage to all those folks. Hey, and everybody learned all their spells. Alright, who do we want to switch people over to then? So... Terra learned the 2nd level elemental spell, so we can switch her over to... Switch her to Golem. You know what? Locke learned all his spells, so we can switch him to somebody more useful, like, say, I'm going to switch him to Shiva for right now, because he's going to use that during this fight. And then we can switch her to Srafrim, so she can learn those useful healing spells. And how's our bud doing? Oh, he's about to gain a level. He hasn't learned anything useful. That's okay. There we go. That's that's going to be a much, much better weapon for him right now. It doesn't look that way, but it will be. Got to put him back in the front row, though. You actually can learn some abilities from some pieces of gear, too. I think the Ice Rod does actually teach you some of the ice spells. Alright, do we want to mess around with anything? This boss really isn't that hard. We can just go fight him. It'll be fine. Alright, so first off, I'm going to focus on him because that was a bit of a blow, but that's okay. I'm going to try to steal some things from him. I'll clear out those guys. I think he's got like a fire rod or no flame saber, so decent. And I'm just going to have Strago keep casting Aqua Rake. I could have him attack at this point. He's got that ice rod, so that might deal a decent chunk of damage. Here we go. One of our summon spells. I almost never use these, so enjoy. Oh, now he's going to get walloped with that. We'll have Strago throw a potion at him. Just to heal him up a little bit. Now he's trying to defend himself from magic. But that's a good sign, because that means he's almost dead. He did cast Reflect, so we don't want to cast any magic on him right now. Thankfully, lores cannot be reflected. He only does that when he's on his last leg, though, so... Yeah. Like I said, not much of a threat. The old Flame Eater. Fairly simple boss. But we got a Flame Saber out of it, which is pretty cool. 4 magic points. Strago learned Muddle. And now he's dancing for joy. That does actually kind of look a lot like Dr. Lugia's dance from Final Fantasy IV. Oh no, that dog's dragging her into the fire. No, it's Interceptor. He's trying to protect her. Thank God, we're just in time. Oh no. Well, that's the end of the game, folks. Game over. We died in a fire. Only Interceptors left to defend us. So now we get to play as him for the next... No. It's Shadow coming in to save us. He does the anime sword attack with these little fireballs. I love how they make Shadow look like a total badass here. He uses the smoke bomb to escape, even though they don't really work that way. They make Shadow look like a total badass when I'm pretty sure a party of Locke, Terra, and Strago could have handled all that stuff much easier than Shadow could have. Realm quickly recovers. Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, so these people have basically been doing for generations what we've been doing recently by using Magicite to teach ourselves magic. So there was apparently some kind of a witch hunt against the remaining magic users, not unlike how things have played out now with in the game, with some types of prejudice against magic users. What a fuddy-duddy indeed. I think in the original Japanese version, Realm had kind of a foul mouth, actually. I think that was sort of one of the jokes. Obviously, there's not any swearing in SNES games. Must be hiding in the mountains to the west. Okie dokie. Shadow just leaves. Alrighty, we're going west. Realm's gonna go cry in a corner. So we can change him back to the flail now. Don't really need that ice rod. Well, I say that. It's not a big deal to leave it on him. How about everybody else? Everybody's magic looking. Change him over to Ifrit so we can gain some strength. We'll change him over to Majun. Those spells are much more useful. Although Float's pretty useful. Alright, we'll leave him with Stray for right now. And, that's everybody's stats. Okay. Good enough. Oh, and actually we can, give her that break blade back. A little bit more oomph. Oh, wow. Getting out of the menu changed the music. And now going out the door changed the music again. Interesting interaction right there, but... We'll circle back to some of this stuff a little bit later. So Shadow's just, as always, just piecing out. You really, other than the stuff with Sabin, you really spend very little time with Shadow in the first chunk of the game. Alright, everybody's healed back to full. We're going to just stop by the armory real quick to make sure that Strago's got some good gear, because the next dungeon is a little bit long. We'll do the next dungeon, and then we'll probably wrap things up after that. Yeah, give him a set of Gaia gear. Morning Star is a really good weapon. Alright, we'll buy him a Morning Star. He'll sacrifice learning some magic. It's fine, he can get spells a different way. And that lets us put him in the back row too, which is useful since he's a little bit squishier. Oh, I didn't equip his armor. That's important. And it's kind of irrelevant since we'll be finding some better armor in the dungeon up ahead anyways. Quick save. Alright, so we're off to, oh come on, we're off to the Western Mountains, off to the Misty Mountains to fight Smaug. Yeah, we'll do this dungeon and then we'll call it a wrap. A little bit longer than the burning house, but I think we've got enough time. There's the mountain music again. That's actually a pretty good weapon, but we're not going to put that on Strago right at the moment. Yeah, these monsters are kind of crappy because they're they're only really weak to magic. All right, fine. Whoa. Alright, I guess we gotta start blasting with some spells then. Fair enough. Thankfully, I think we've got a decent amount of tinctures if we need to refill our health at all. Wow, jeez Louise. Alright. Just smoke this guy. Yeah, it would be useful to teach him float, but we don't need float until much later in the game. I'm gonna actually switch him over to Majun so he can learn some actually effective magic for right now. Alright, there's some good armor in here if I can remember where it is. Oh, and who is that? We just saw it sprinting by. I think this just loops around. I think this is a trap. You gotta find that. Alright, these guys we can fight normally. remember that. I think this path just loops back around. Checking everybody's stats again just to make sure I'm not going to accidentally gain a level with the wrong thing equipped. You definitely want Terra to learn Cure too, because that's it's a pretty useful spell. The neat thing about this place is that a lot of these monsters have spells that Strago can learn, so if you hang around for a while, you might take a little bit of a beating, but you'll at least have something to show for it, potentially. So, in case any of you can hear that weird sound. So I tend to play this game in my living room with the windows open, which I know is a horrible faux pas for recording audio, but I like to have some fresh air when I'm playing games. Ugh. Does Locke have anything that can hurt these guys? Not really. There we go. That's some pretty decent damage. Oof. Good, so she learned that. That's useful. I'm gonna still keep using Cure 1 for the time being, because it's a lower cost, and my hit points aren't that high at this point. Alright, these guys are a little wimpier, although there's a lot of them, so let's just get rid of them all with a Aqua Rake. So long. Oop. Just runs right into us. You know what? Okay. There is some armor here. I cannot remember if I have to get it now or in a little bit. But you know what? Oh, shoot. I meant to change my gear. We found the Oscars, folks. So, if you couldn't tell by this point, Realm has secretly, and I say that with the most air quotes possible, has secretly followed us here. Okay, so these are not the actual three goddess statues. They're just representative of it. So all of reality was created by these three super powerful goddess statues that went berserk and led to the War of Magic. I'm just going to let these folks speak for themselves. What a story indeed, Locke. Yeah, it's a little tedious. Okay, before we move on, I want to change... oops, that's not what I wanted. I want to change to Flame Saber. How's everybody's stats doing? They're fine. They're fine. Oh, it's this idiot again. I love how he focuses on pummeling Locke. Siegfried. We haven't heard his name since the Phantom Train. He's come to steal the statues. Here we go again. Another showdown with Ultros. He doesn't even get the boss music. I think Stone will do a pretty decent chunk of damage to him. It's okay. I don't think he has much of anything on him, but... Ugh, that's irritating. So I'm going to actually use an eye drop, because I need her swinging those magic swords. You'll notice he kind of inches back and forth during this battle, and we definitely want him to keep his distance. Ah, White Cape. Well, I mean, it's not really that useful, but it's cool that they, Uh-oh. Alright, we're gonna unconfuse her the easy way. Oh, crap. Come on. Oh, nice. Oh, really? That didn't end the fight? Jeez Louise. Oh, whoops, Terra's getting kind of low on HP. Should have healed her up a little bit. About time. Cripes. He had more hit points than I would have thought. Alright, like most of the Ultros battles, this is kind of a gimmicky fight. Well, Realm just shows up and invites herself into the fight. Realm's pretending to want to commit suicide because of Ultros's standoffishness. Well, fight keeps going, but, oh, this is annoying. Oh, come on. And this should end the fight. So, you end the fight by making him ashamed of how ugly and gross he looks. It's good look shaming there, everybody. Alright, so now Realm has joined our party. We gotta heal up. I took a little bit more damage during that fight than I was expecting. Starting to forget who I've given what spell to. Alright, change her gear a little bit. So, you kind of got a hint of Realm's abilities during that fight. With how she used her sketch skill. So Realm kind of functions like the Monster Tamer class from some of the earlier games. Oh, she came with a memento ring. Well, that's useful. There's that. Oh, I gave the Zephyr Cape to Strago. We'll use the running shoes on her instead then. She kind of works like the Monster Tamer in that she can momentarily use a... Oh, shoot. Oh, I am going to use a tent here either way. She can momentarily commandeer one of the a monster's abilities, which is useful. Okay, I think the furthest one is the one that advances. Nice. I think Blaster is one of the spells that Strago can learn. I think he has to actually get hit with it, though. I think it can't just be that he sees it. Well, we'll find out right now. Yeah, he didn't... Oh, shoot, she gained a level and had the... Oh, well, it's fine. Oh, I didn't give Realm an Esper, too. I gotta do that. This is not the one that I... Well, where is it? Sorry, I'm getting confused. Whoops. Realm is also just an all-around good magic user, so we are also going to set her up with a magic power boosting ability. I think this is the way forward. And I'm just going to keep smoking these guys with Aqua Rake, because I don't feel like dealing with them. I'm ready to move on. She also gains... So both Realm and... uh-oh. Oh, that's annoying. Realm and Setzer also have relics that they can equip, which will change their abilities. Yeah, this is the way forward. I'm going to go back for a minute because I want to go with these. There's some items that I want to get. So Realm's sketch command will turn to control, which is pretty cool, because then you'll be able to actually pick which monster abilities you want to use. You'll get a little menu when her turn comes around, and she'll be able to pick from among the monster abilities. And the useful thing about that is that you can actually then find some of the spells that Strago needs to learn and cast them on him, so that you can learn them. Or is this the way forward? Nope. Okay. Although... Yeah, no, these are the useless ones. Whatever. That's Berserk. That's annoying. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Then you can actually cherry pick some of the abilities that the monsters have and teach them to Strago, which is pretty cool. It speeds up learning all of his lore abilities. Oh, interesting. Even Berserk, he'll still steal? That's wacky. Well, even though he got all those hit points, he still died. Oh, interesting. So he's still stealing while he's berserked, even out of control. Locke is a thief through and through. Alright, how's everybody's magic points? So it's... Alright, I remember where we need to go now. You got the X potion, which is useful, but the armor is what I was really concerned about. There's not another boss in here, so we don't really need to conserve resources. Which one was it? Was it up here then? I'm not paying enough attention to what I'm doing. I'm sorry, folks. I'm being a lousy Let's Player. Yeah, her sketch command does miss sometimes, which, whatever. There's not much to these guys. I could probably just fight them straight out. Oh, interesting. What did he learn Fire 2 from? Must be a piece of equipment that he has on him. Oh no, he's using Ifrit, that's right. Alright, this should be Chocobo Suit, which we're going to give to Strago. Yeah, for whatever reason, Strago, Realm, and Mog are the ones who can equip, like, little animal outfits. I don't really know exactly what that's all about, but... Nice. Hopefully this kills everybody. There we go. Blaster's like a... yeah, it's an instant kill ability. So long. Alright, we're almost done here. Normally when I play this game, I tend to have Locke focus on learning speed. I got the Tabby suit, which we can give to Realm. But I think the only Esper that gives you a speed boost is actually unique to the Game Boy Advance version. I can't believe Ultros had me use up my my morph ability. How irritating. No. That's what Ultros is all about, though, being irritating. How's everybody's stats doing? Check again. Oops, that's not it. Realm's about to get a level, but that's what she's got Stray equipped for. And later on, as you start getting more high-level Magicite, we'll start getting some that give some really significant stat boosts upon level up. Yeah, I think the only Esper that gives you speed boosts is limited to the Game Boy Advance version. Alright, so Terra learned all the magic, so let's get that off of her so she stops wasting her level ups. What else we got? Well, somebody has to learn Doom, so I guess it's going to be her at the moment. Oops. Last save, even though we're almost done. Never hurts to be a little bit cautious. I want to try to... try to run into one specific enemy outside, though. Yeah, this is the end of the dungeon, so just give me 1 second. I want to see if I can find... Nope, not this guy. And certainly not a back attack. That's not what I wanted at all. Just cast it right back. Literally gained the same ability, the same amount of hit points back. Alright, that should sort these guys out. I always thought the fire 2 in this game looked really cool, like a really neat explosion. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. My recording froze up at some point, I think. Hopefully that didn't goof anything up, but I guess we'll see. You may be getting the spoken word. Ah, here we go. All right, these guys. I want to play around with them for a moment. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted. Let's try that again. They have a very, very, very useful spell. Ah, come on. That I want Strago to learn before we move on. Ah, come on. Damn it, Realm. Now. Yeah, it's that one, Pearl Wind, also known as White Wind. But I think it has to actually hit Strago. Oh, come on, kid. You're killing me here. And I've poisoned them both, too, so they both are going to die in the not-too-distant future. Well, I guess not losing 15 hit points per... Not using 15 hit points per round. And if this keeps taking too long, I'll give up, but I really wanted this to work. Down Dust? What the hell is that? Now they can't even cast their healing spell anymore. Losers. No. Well, that's the end of that. All right, never mind. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, he saw it, so I guess that's all that matters. I think we are done here. That's the Esper. He might have caught the corner of it as it hove into view. Bites. That totally just looks like a werewolf over on the right there. Alright, time to go. Or not. Love his little defensive positioning as they get cornered. They ain't looking so happy, folks. think they're supposed to be psychically communicating. It's all a coincidence. I mean, Vector was still standing. Yay! It's time for peace. Thank goodness. And they're just talking again, I guess. No problems. Everyone's staring at them. It's the only time in the game that you really get the Imperial... Oh, no. Here we go. It's this jackass again. I love how they just run him over like idiots. And he just kills the Imperial troops like it's nothing. Blasts everybody but Leo. Well, so much for peace. He just killed that guy. Yeah, so this is kind of where you're seeing the Kefka was somewhat of a loser joke at the beginning of the game, but he's clearly quite powerful at this point. And they're just burning down Thamasa. And now we're actually controlling General Leo. There he is, level 26. Can't change his equipment, though. He's got decent gear. That offering is something that we'll remember. I don't think you can give him any Espers. You can use items on him, though. We can go check on our friends. Yeah, it's still dead. we're fighting Kefka. So Leo has this fun ability, Shock. Oh, he blocked it. Leo's almost always immediately poisoned in this fight. Look at that. Just a big ol' hit. But he also has that offering equipped, so he does 4 attacks in a row, which is pretty cool, although it's not nearly as powerful as the Shock. I'm not getting a boss music, the boss music track at all. Yay, we won. Good job, Leo. So you actually have to hit the button for every one of these letters, which is kind of irritating. Yeah. It's all a trap. Well, ugh. Such indignities. That, unfortunately, is the end of the erstwhile General Leo. Those lights are not coming from him. It's the sealed gate again. And more Espers are coming out. Mocking them that he's murdered their friends. So those soldiers all disappeared. I always assumed he just, like, sucked up their magic to use in the fight, and that's the end of them. As we've noticed throughout the game, Kefka certainly has no problem treating his soldiers as expendable. Now he's just murdering Espers in midair. Let me get another fight. We're not controlling Kefka here, he's just on his own. Fighting this Ifrit knockoff. He's not saying Geshtal. I've always wondered why that Magicite sprite looks slightly different than the others. No idea. And he just kills them all. Amused by his own antics. So as you can see, everybody minus Leo survived. Well, I guess those two Imperial soldiers too. If they had stats like the others, there's not as much to them. Yeah, Leo's gone. Oh no. A wounded interceptor. I'm assuming she's talking about General Leo and not not Shadow the Murderer. Yeah, you think? So yeah, it was all a trap. The Empire just used us to get at those Espers that escaped, and by lucky happenstance even managed to get into the sealed gate. Oh hey, and we were talking about them and they just show up, all of our other friends. Gee, you think? Okay, why does the tea lady know the Emperor's plot? Apparently the Emperor is somewhat gossipy. Both Sabin and Cyan are shocked by Leo's murder, since they're really the only ones that had interacted with him much before. I love Strago's little... It's like he's tugging on Locke's coat sleeves. I mean, she helped us beat Ultros. This is really like the only time in the entire game some of these characters interact at all. Alright, back to the ship we go. Oh, Edgar. Don't be creepy. All right, I'm gonna get on one last scene, and then we're wrapping it up because this is running kind of long. It took us days to get from the Empire to Crescent Island, and they managed to get back within minutes. I like that little moment. You kind of just see Kefka scowl for being scolded. Implications of things to come. Ruh-roh. We lost an old lady and a merchant. It looks like Jidor there. Neat little shot. So yeah, you may recognize the shape from underneath. That's the island that the sealed gate was on. Now it's in the air. There are the goddess statues. My cat just sneezed wicked loud. Well, that sounds pleasant. Nope. Okay, so we did it, everyone. We'll be, in the next episode, we'll be heading to the floating continent, but there's some fairly significant things that happen there. So beforehand, I need to do a little prep work, which I'm going to do off camera because it probably won't be super exciting to watch. But some things change pretty significantly once we finish that dungeon, so I have to get ready for that. In the meantime, thank you for joining me today. We had some exciting moments, and we're standing on the precipice of a major part of the game. So I hope you've enjoyed yourselves today, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. So until next time, talk to you later.